Hello students, once again welcome to Bholanathacademy. In this video students we are going to see question 4. In question 4 students it is written explain the nomenclature of monosaccharide. Last video students we have seen what are the carbohydrates. In this video students we are going to see the nomenclature of monosaccharide, how we are going to name the monosaccharides. Nomenclature means we are going to name the monosaccharide, that we are going to see in this video. Now here students this we have to write according to IUPAC system, one aldehyde carbonyl group we called as aldose. If monosaccharide is containing one aldehyde group, that is CHO, okay students, one aldehydic carbonyl group that we call as aldose, and one ketonic carbonyl group. Understanding students? So carbonyl group that we are showing with CO, if it is present in aldehydic form we call that CHO. If it is present in ketonic form, that carbonyl we call as ketonic carbonyl group. In short, we are saying ketosis. OSE shows carbohydrate. Understanding at the last, these three alphabet OSE, that means we are going to name the carbohydrate. So if the carbohydrate, or you can say monosaccharide, is containing aldehyde group, carbonyl group is present in aldehydic form, we call as aldose. If carbonyl group is present in ketonic form, we call as ketose. Now third students rule is number of carbon atom. If monosaccharide is made up of 3 carbon, we call as triosis. Tri means 3 carbon. If the monosaccharide is consist of 4 carbon, we call as tetrosis. If monosaccharide is having 5 carbon, we call as pentosis. If monosaccharide is containing 6 carbon, we call as hexosis. If 7 carbon, we call as heptosis, and so on. Okay students, so these are the fundamental rules to nomenclature the monosaccharide. Understanding students? Now students, we are going to see the monosaccharide nomenclature. So we should know monosaccharide. We are knowing monosaccharide, saccharides. This I am giving for the explanation purpose students. So monosaccharide is classified into 2 categories students. First one, if monosaccharide is containing aldehydic carbonyl group, we called as aldose. If that is in this form, carbonyl group is present in this form. So if the monosaccharide is having this aldehyde group, carbonyl present in aldehydic form, we call as aldose. If it is present in ketonic form, we called as ketose. Okay students, that means this is the carbonyl group is in form of ketone, and this is the aldehyde form. Okay students, now students we are going to see some example students, that is triose. That means monosaccharide, if it is consist of 3 carbon, we call as triose. Okay students, so what will be the molecular formula students if the monosaccharide is made up of 3 carbon? So students, you know carbohydrate is containing carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. These 3 elements are there. Okay students, so if we are saying triose, that means carbon will be 3 and oxygen will be 3. Carbon and oxygen having the same number, that is 3 only, and if you have to double the number, so it will become 6. So always hydrogen will be always twice of these 2 number. Okay students, so triose, the molecular formula will be C3H6O3. Okay students, now students, because it is 3 carbon, we call as C3H6O6, it is triose. If this triose is containing aldehyde group, if this triose is containing aldehyde group, we call as aldotriose. If this triose is containing ketone group, we call as ketotriose. Okay students, so this triose, if it is containing aldehyde group, this group aldehyde we call as aldotriose. If it is containing keto group, we call as ketotriose. Now students, if you want to write the structure students, so aldotriose, so you can write this is the structure students. This is aldehyde group, because there is a 3 carbon, so I am here, this is the first carbon, and second carbon is CH2OH, and third carbon will be this H and OH. So this is the structure form, this is the molecular formula, this is the structure formula of aldotriose. Okay students, now same way you can also write the keto triose student. The structure will be like this: CH2OH. Molecular formula will be same, the structure will be different. So here will be ketone group. This is ketone group, that is why it is called as keto triose. Okay students, so this is the structure formula of keto triose. Because of this ketone students we call as keto, and because of this aldehyde we call as aldo. Understanding students? So this way we are going to name the compound. Now this is the IBC name of this compound, aldo triose, and this is keto triose. Okay students, but students common name will be, because here this OH is present on right hand side, so depending upon this OH group we call as D-glyceraldehyde. D-glyceraldehyde. Okay students, so this is D-glyceraldehyde. This is the common name of this molecule students. So aldo triose, the example is D-glyceraldehyde. Now students, one more example students. If there is a tetrose students, that means this monosaccharide will containing 4 carbon. The molecular formula will be C4, hydrogen will be always doubled students, that is 8, oxygen will be 4 only. Okay students, so this is the molecular formula of tetrose. Understanding students? So monosaccharide is containing 4 carbon, we called as tetrose. Now if it is containing aldehyde group, we called as aldo tetrose. If it is containing ketone group, we call as keto tetrose. Okay students, now students the molecular formula will be the same students. Now I am going to draw the structure formula of aldo tetrose students. So because it is containing aldehyde group, so I am introducing the aldehyde group, that is CHO. Now this aldehyde is containing 1 carbon. Okay students, because it is 4 carbon compound, this molecule is having 4 carbon, so 1 carbon is already I have drawn. Second carbon will be CH2OH. Now 4 carbon will be in between. Okay students, this is the carbon, this is also carbon. Now students, I am filling this valency by hydrogen and hydroxyl. So this way I have filled. So this is the example of aldo tetrose. Why aldo tetrose is because it is this molecule is containing aldehyde group. So and why it is tetrose, because it is containing 4 carbon. So it is called as aldo tetrose. Now here students, same molecular formula. Now we are going to draw keto tetrose. So students, you know, because it is containing 3 carbon, but it is containing ketone group. So what happens students, you have to start the compound like this: molecular formula CH2OH, then you have to introduce the carbonyl group. This is the ketonic group students, CH2OH. Now students, because it's tetrose, I have drawn only 3 carbons, so 1 carbon you have to introduce like this, CHOH. Okay students, so this is the structure formula students, because it is containing ketone, so that is why it is called as keto tetrose. And this monosaccharide is we call as keto tetrose, this monosaccharide we call as aldo tetrose. Okay students, now sometimes this is also called as students, this compound common name is D-erythrose. This is also, so this molecule is also called as D-erythrose. Understanding students? Because why it is D students, because OH is present on right hand side, so this depending upon this we call as what, D-erythrose. Understanding students? So this is also D type of keto, D sugar. This is both are D sugar, because here OH is present on right hand side, so this is also D sugar. Understanding students? Now one more example students that we are going to see, that is called as pentose. The word is pentose, that means it is containing 5 carbon. This monosaccharide will contain 5 carbon, that is why it is called as pentose. The molecular formula of pentose will be C5H10 and O5. Okay students, now here also students, depending upon aldehyde and ketone group, if it is this pentose is it is in form of aldehyde group, we call as aldo pentose. If it is containing ketone group students, we call as keto pentose. Okay students, now we are going to draw the structure students. This is the molecular formula. Now structure formula you have to draw like this. This is aldehyde group. Okay students, now 2 carbon I have already drawn. Now 3 carbon you have to draw in between like this students. Now fill this valency with hydrogen and hydroxyl like this students, you can fill. Okay students, so that is why this way you have to draw the structure of aldo pentose. Understanding students? Now keto pentose students, here also students you have to start the compound like this, CH2OH. Now here you have to introduce, because ketone, so at second position you have to draw the ketone. Now just draw like this students, CH2OH. At the terminal, students, you have to draw CH2OH, CH2OH. Okay, students. Now here 3 carbons are there. 2 more carbon you are going to introduce in this molecule, in this structure, students. So this way you have to introduce. And now fill this valency by hydrogen and hydroxyl group like this, students. So this is the structure of ketopentose. Okay, students. Now common name of this aldopentose, students, it is very famous compound we call as D-ribose. Okay, students. Why it is D, students? Here this group, because of this we call as D-ribose hydroxyl group. Here the hydroxyl group is present. This is also a D type of sugar, students. So D-ribose is the very important example of pentose, aldopentose. Okay, students. Now we are going to see, students, one more example that is called as hexose. Hexose, that means this monosaccharide will contain 6 carbon. It will contain 6 carbon, students. If the monosaccharide is containing 6 carbon, that we called as hexose. The molecular formula will be C6H12O6. Okay, students. Now, students, if this hexose is containing aldehyde group, we call as aldohexose. If it is containing ketone group, we called as ketohexose. This is the molecular formula. Now we are going to draw the structural formula, students. Because it is aldehyde, aldohexose, so you have to draw the structure like this. Aldehyde group, you have to start with aldehyde group only. Okay, students. So this way you have to start the structure if you want to draw the aldohexose. Okay, students. This is the last carbon. Now 2 carbon I have drawn. Now 4 more carbon you have to introduce like this. Okay, students. Now I am filling with these valencies by hydrogen and hydroxyl. This way, students. See. Okay, students. Now if you want to draw the ketohexose, students, so CH2OH. Here, students, you have to introduce the ketone group. Then you draw the CH2OH. Now, students, 3 carbon I have drawn. 3 more carbon, for that, students, you can draw like this. Okay, students, fill this valency by hydroxyl and hydrogen. This way you have to write the valency, students. So this is very important, students. Aldohexose is very famous example. Common name is D-ribose. Sorry, students, this is D-glucose. This is called as D-glucose. Why D, students? Because of this group which is present, hydroxyl group is present on right hand side. That is why we call it as a D-glucose. And this is also very important molecule, students, ketohexoses, that is D-fructose. These are very, very important molecules in hexoses, students. Aldohexose example D-glucose and ketohexoses example D-fructose. Understanding, students, why this is aldo? Because of aldehyde group. Why it is ketohexoses? Because of this ketone group. Understanding. So D-fructose will contains ketonic group. Which type of carbonyl group? Ketonic type of carbonyl group is present. Here the carbonyl group is also present, but it is present in aldehyde form. That is called as aldohexoses. Understanding. So both the compound is containing carbonyl. Both the compounds are containing carbonyl group, but here this carbonyl is present in ketone form, and here the carbonyl group is present in aldehyde form. Understanding. So aldohexose example will be D-glucose and ketohexoses example will be D-fructose. These are very, very important compound, students. Now in next video, students, we are going to see in detail about the glucose, D-glucose. This is the open chain structure, students. Now in next video, students, we are going to see the preparation of glucose and the reaction of glucose. Now, students, this much is very important. If you want to name the monosaccharide, this much examples are very, very helpful for your study. Like my video, please share it, subscribe it. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. God bless you.